Hi, friends. In the teaching on Sunday, I talked about the book The Serviceberry by Robin Wall Kimmerer, which focuses in on Eastern and Indigenous perspectives of community. It focuses on stewardship and economy and the gifts that sustain our flourishing. She talks about the interconnectedness, the interdependence, and the reciprocity of the natural world and the ways it could be a really beautiful way of life for humans, especially in the West, if we could unform some of the ways market, capitalist, privatized economies have put us into silos. And actually, it's become a really lonely and unsustainable way to live. On Sunday, I talked about how all of this applies to our spiritual lives and our lives of faith as well. Basically, we have all been given or gifted this faith community called Crossings, which includes all of the resources that we collectively bring together. We believe this community and all the resources God has given us aren't just ours to control and use and consume and do whatever we want with them. They are collective gifts and resources for us to steward with care so that Crossings can continue with this intention to participate in the shalom of God. And I don't say these things just as a pastor or on behalf of our leadership. I say it alongside of you. We are all caretakers in this special place where people participate in the work God is doing. We sense that people are as confused as ever about what the gospel is, confused about where to locate themselves in the story of God and what it means to follow Jesus now in this country, in this world. People are looking around at what they see on their screens. They're looking at what they've experienced in their past, and often these things don't align with the healing, inclusive, restorative work they understand the story of God to be. For many people, it just seems like the easiest option to step away from the church thing in hopes of not doing any more damage. But since 2007, Crossings has been uniquely positioned in this city to be a faith community providing space for people to rest and heal and wrestle with hard questions, to rediscover ways back to God and a spiritual life, new ways to engage the world with courage and gentleness and compassion and justice. And it's been really exciting to see how our community has evolved over the years to create these spaces for one another, to center around the life of Christ in ways that are grounding and anchoring, that anchor us to a bigger story and to one another. And it will be exciting to see how we continue to evolve and change over the next few years as we respond to where we sense God might take us next. So I say all of this as the foundation for this financial update. I trust that you know these updates aren't about our trying to be this big, fancy, rich church. I also want you to hear me say that these aren't about scarcity or fear of not having enough. It's all a lot deeper than that. This is about faithfulness and stewarding well all the resources God has gifted us, acknowledging that none of us actually own anything that we have, which includes this community. So as you've seen in the weekly email, our 2025 budget is $401,150. This is divided up into four basic categories: facilities, personnel, ministries, ministry operational costs, and then we give away 10% of everything that comes in uh, with organizations we partner with that we believe are doing good work on a local and national and international level. At the end of June, we spent $192,500, but our weekly giving numbers total $167,658. So we are around $25,000 short of our budget at the end of quarter 2. This is all pretty consistent for Crossings. We know these things fluctuate throughout the year. We are typically behind at this point. So, like this year, we are 13% behind. June 24, we were 9% behind. June of 23, we were meeting budget. June of 22, we were 8% behind. But because we are all part of making this thing happen, we want to make you aware of these details so that we can continue considering how we are all able to help Crossings, this community we love, remain sustainable as we look to the second half of the year. So we work to be wise stewards. We have 150 days of cash on hand and savings to buffer to navigate cash flow throughout the year. But we say all this to say we need your support as we look forward to continuing to make these spaces for one another over the next 6 months. If this community has been something important to you or to someone you love, we hope that you will know and see and feel comfortable sharing your resources to make it possible. This is about this community as a whole, but it's also about the impact this community makes on individuals who are part of it and the ways we might continue to be a source of support and safety and grounding and relief for the adults and students and children who find themselves connected to our community in various ways. So, as always, our goal is transparency and truthfulness when it comes to finances, but I also intend these videos to be short. So, while no one on our staff, including me, knows anything about who gives in our community, please do not hesitate to call or text or email or set up a meeting with me, or I can connect you with Katie, our bookkeeper, or pass along the emails of anyone on our operations team if you'd like to speak with anybody with questions, concerns, whatever. But that's it for today. Thanks, friends. Shalom.